Okay, today on this video we're going to do a teardown of a regular computer. It's a computer that's made at the time they had XP out, so it's not that, it's kind of old, but it's not that old, not very old, like a VIC 20 or, 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 or anything like that. Anyway, it's also, it also I've been able to put Vista on it, but the thing is, I decided to make a teardown video because what happened, it just stopped working. And we'll go over that in a few minutes. We'll show you what it does when it does and when it stopped working. Anyway, let's continue on to the video. Okay, here we got is a Dell computer. I wish just didn't auto record it. Probably can if I did something to it, but I'm not gonna mess with it. Inside it, I got everything inside it except I took out the video card, and I think I put the video card, extra video card, because this here has a built-in one, and then there's extra one add on to it that give it DVI, which I don't have a DVI monitor for. I'll make sure to sell it on my site, on my online store, and it seems that the RAM and motherboard. The motherboard will be really cheap since that could be the problem, and so will the RAM be cheap because that could be the problem. They're gonna give away RAM for about $3 a piece. Not that expensive, and you'll find it under the junk boards area of my store. Anyway, let's take a look here. RAM's right here. These two slots here, the RAM. They're 512 megabytes each, so it gives you like a gigabyte of RAM. And here we have is a processor, and it has a big, huge fan on it. And if I don't know if you see it, if I tip it like there's some copper pipes under it for cooling it down. I don't know why they put copper pipes on it. Maybe it's better cooling technique. There's some copper pipes that you see down in between it. It's right there. Right there is a copper pipe. Can't really see it because it's so dark. But it's down there. There's a gold copper pipe. Not that big. About big as the power cord, the thickness of the power cord probably. A little bit less than that, but somewhere around that. Anyway, we have here the Dell power supply. These are different in Dell computers. The power supply is not like a big box like I had somewhere around here. I'm not gonna go look for it. It's a flat one that slides in there. It's like a server power supply. Almost like. Anyway, there's motherboard. Here's ports on here. We got the sound ones. We got what's that? That be microphone. No, that's in line in headphones, and then microphone. That Ethernet port, and then some USB ports right here. Your serial port, uh, Vega, parallel port. It has on here, and it has some serial USB ports on the front with a headphone jack and microphone jack back there. Now this thing here has a sensor right here that senses it if it's being open or closed. There's a sensor right there. And it tells it that prevents it from turning on when it's open, or it turns it off, or I don't know what it does. I think it prevents it from turning on while it's open. I'm not sure if it turns it on, try to turn it on when it's open, but I'm not so sure for what that would be used for. It's probably to prevent it from being turned on while it's open. There's an LED on this board here somewhere. I think on this board, if I'm correct. If I look around here. I'm looking, I'm not seeing anything. Maybe that was a different computer that had that. I'm not seeing it. This is a Dell gx280. Is it optiplex? White optiplex is what they call it. Now this thing has some weird problems with it'll freeze up once in a while and then unfreeze itself and beep sometime. Usually it does. Sometimes it does that and it reboots itself. We'll go over that in a minute once you get good through this. This here is a DVD burner drive. It works as a regular DVD drive, but burning, it doesn't do good at it for some reason. It used to burn pretty well, but now it doesn't. Hard drive, SAT connector on it with SAT power connector, like here, right here. Power connectors for SAT and SAT data cord. SAT stands for serial ATA, whatever ATA stands for. We have IDE on the burner. We have power connectors, the standard ones you get put on the drives like this for IDE and stuff like that. The regular big one, not like this thin SATA power connector. Anyway, let's go over the front of it. Here's what the front looks like. We have here this here is my Wi-Fi adapter, so I can use Wi-Fi on it. Without it, this computer will not have internet. So I'll save that. And then there's like two USB. You can't see it. And there's two USBs right here and there. Then there's a green is headphones, and there's a microphone one there. Then there's some LEDs. Probably can see it better once I do that. Yeah, I can. Then there's LEDs down here for the power and disk usage LED. Tells it when the disk is being used, the hard drive. I have no idea how that works. Anyway, let's go back looking inside it. Ooh, this is coming off. Show you the RAM. What the RAM looks like. I haven't showed you. I only showed you look like it was inside. All I just do is just push these tab things, and I can take a piece of RAM out. This is what I'm gonna be telling on my store too. 512 megabytes of RAM, and that's a 1RAX8 if that's something important. PC2, I know that's a model. That tells you what type it should be. Well, I think PC2 is part of it, and that 3200U, 333 10A1. That's what it says on the RAM. The Samsung. Now, there's several chips on there, the memory chips, and they're all connected. They all make up a memory. And I believe this thing is like there's some pins on here that tell it which address to read from, which address to write to. And it does like that. And by a strobe pin on it that goes back and forth telling it when it's changed the data has occurred from a clock signal. If I'm correct, I'm not pretty sure, but I believe that's how it works. That's how the Commodore VIC-20 works when you add new memory into it. That power cord here. Okay, that's gonna come off. Battery right here. So get the battery to come out. It's a tiny battery. I think it's still good. It probably is. The thing it is it still remembers memory on it. Just that it doesn't. See what it says on it. It's a 3-volt one. Usually these computers have 3 volts on it. With these coin cell batteries. Panasonic. It's a CR2032 battery. Put it back in here. So I want to sell it with that, and it's like give them that they can use it. But the thing is, it probably won't do very well since there's a problem with it. I'm not sure. The RAM might be the RAM. Who knows? The RAM could be going bad, and it could be acting up on there. But that's why I'm going to sell these stuff at cheap prices. Really cheap prices. Is I have no idea if it's going to do any good for anyone. It'll be sold as is. meaning that it may have a problem with it. But you decided to buy it, so you have to deal with it. I don't think I'll be selling the power supply because I can use that for something else. Anything else? Let's see if I can get inside here and pull out the panel. Hang on. The front ports and headphone jack. I'm sorry that I said there was a microphone jack there. I thought there was, but there ain't. There's a headphone one. Two USB ports. There's another one, and there's another board in there somewhere, all under that stuff there. We'll have to try getting out. That has a power button and some LEDs on it. This here is for the, what do they call this board? Does it say in here what they call it? Well, on here there's some pinouts on here. So this board could actually do some really good use if you buy it from my site. Because you can get some USB ports, you can get a micro headphone port. And on here they have it labeled, which does what? This is audio cord, and you can probably trace it down and see where it goes to by looking on the board. See which pin goes where on one of these connectors. I think that's a filter capacitor for the USB. I don't understand. That's the only thing I can think that capacitor could be used for. But it's an awful small filter capacitor. How many microfarads is it? I'm taking a look at it now. 220 microfarads. But it's weighted for 6.3 volts, so it's made for USB. It's made for the USB 5-volt range, which is typically what a USB port provides out through it. And it's probably put there so it filters out the noise and ripple and stuff like that. Now I'm getting another board out. Sorry about that. The other board, I don't think we'll be able to get it out because it's buried in a whole bunch of stuff. It's right there, but you probably can't see it because the light's not shining at it. I'll turn it this way. You can probably see it now. Right there it is, and look how it's buried between all this other stuff, so we will not be able to get it out. And it has LEDs on it and stuff like that, but we won't be able to get it out. Anyway, what I got here is the drive. This burner. It's DVD. I know it is DVD and CD burner, but its model is ND3530A, and it's from NEC Corporation. And has a laser in it because it's a DVD one. These DVD drives have a laser in there. It's kind of like it's the same laser that they're using in laser pointers. It is kind of like that. Probably a little bit different, but not exactly the same when you find it. Probably specially made for DVD drives, but there's a red laser in it. And that's why they say on here, caution, class 3B visible and invisible laser radiation when open, avoid exposure to the beam. And the invisible laser must be there's invisible laser. There's another laser on there. There's one that's for the CD, and you can't see the CD one, but the DVD one, you can see it. Then it bounces back into there, making a whole bunch of ones and zeros while it's wheeling across the disc with that beam. Binary stuff. Anyway, trying to get this hard drive to come out, but it's not going to come out. So I think we just have to leave it in there. This here, let's see what's on it. Screws. the screws on this, but should I take it apart? I don't know. There's nothing really in it except laser and stuff. That might be it for this video. Cause I want to sell this somehow. I'll save it on there. I have to wait to see about upgrading my store before I can sell that on now. Once I upgrade my store, I might sell it on there, or maybe sell it after when Christmas is over with, and hide the Christmas lights on there for it. Because when it's not Christmas time, who's gonna buy it? Usually they buy it when it's close to Christmas time. And I think that's about it for this video. It's 15 minutes long. I hope you learned something from it. Anyway, there's no. I thought there was a. I guess there was no floppy drive in this thing. Cause I'm not seeing it. And this thing was bent down here, but I guess there's no floppy drive in it. Or it's been taken out. Or something. Probably around the age where they're going to get rid of the floppy drive. When this computer was probably made. See if we can find anything about when this computer was made. I think I just found it. It's on this case here. So let's take a look. January 24, 2005, I think. Right there, there's a date right there. Carved into the barrel case. So the 23rd of January of 2005, probably when this thing come out. When they made this computer. That's 17 minutes. Now I was gonna try, but since I took it apart very much, I don't think we can try running it with it to show you what it does. Well, I'll just explain to you what it does. What happens, you turn it on, and the thing will boot up. In the middle of booting, or at random times, it will like reboot itself. It just started that recently. And what happens is when it does that, it reboots itself, and it keeps going on like that. Another thing I noticed was causing this problem is the computer's been doing some weird stuff. Like that one time when it rebooted itself, the Dell logo on the boot up screen has some weird pixels on it. Weird looking pixels that look like it just should not have been there. So I don't know if that's what the actual thing is, but you will sell this board and RAM. And this board too as well. If you want some USB ports, this could come in handy. I should probably look up a pinout for it. I don't know if there's a pinout online for this board that will tell you what pin does what on this board. Anyway, that's 18 minutes. I don't think that's enough time for talking about this computer. So I hope you enjoyed this video. So thanks for watching. Hope you like it.